So, all right, guys, what's going on? This your boy at Big Game James _36, and I'm here with we do this thing called Lil Bro, and I just realized I got a child that's actually older than him, and his dad ain't that much older than me. So I just say nephew. Nephew works a lot better, man. Kid I've been proud of since he came here. Been through a lot. Now he is one of not only the better players at Florida State, but a marquee player in the nation on a 4-0 squad with a bunch of expectations and a bunch of questions that people have. Kalen Deloach, Savannah, Georgia's own. Everybody knows Rob Deloach. Now, your brother might be a more famous Noel than you right now. He got some gear that everybody wants right now.
You seen with the shirt and everything?
Oh, yeah. Fuck around and find out. Now, your dad said he got it at my tailgate, but I have no idea who was selling apparel. And whoever was selling apparel at my tailgate that didn't give me a cut, I'm looking for a shirt right now, man. So
I say they say he was selling in Orlando because everybody been asking like where he get it from, but I think they was only selling in Orlando.
Yeah, man.
At that time.
So we got to find those, but we're gonna talk about the game, and we gotta show love to the hit. We got to talk about that, what all went through that, but just this season, what is different about this year, and really just actually before we can talk about the progression of just you being here with Norvell, coming from out of the tag, and like how much more you guys believe each year.
Coming from tag to Norvell, it's definitely it was definitely a step that we had to take. We had to look at it as in, okay, he's coming in to get us better and get us back to where we want us to go. So, it's definitely eye-opening because when he came in, it wasn't all biscuits and gravy. So we had to get acclimated to what he wanted, the way he wanted to run things, and the way he wanted to do things. And as we got older, we kept getting, people kept getting older. We had people who stayed throughout this whole time. We had people who done transferred in, who done been here for a little minute. So they know what he wants. They know how, the way practice needs to be ran. We got a good group of leaders now. I say each year, I would say, leaders got better, keeping the young guys intact. So I just say the buy-in each year, you could tell it's been improving.
Right. One of the things that I took for granted was I played for Bobby, so it was already established. People talk about cultures, they talk about all this stuff. Like I never thought about when I walked on that practice field, there were people who knew where to run. Right. For each drill. So when Coach Norvell had to come in, he had to tell y'all how he wanted everything done
from the beginning of practice all the way to the end.
And you only had a week before the pandemic happened. One thing I've never asked, and I don't think anybody, what was that like? Like having a nationwide pandemic, trying to get to know a new coach and a new coaching staff. What was that transition like?
I said it was hard because most of the time when they came in with all our meetings was on Zoom. So when they hit COVID, everything was Zoom. We're trying to wake up early in the morning, getting all our meetings in on Zoom, making sure people working out on Zoom. We're trying to do everything on Zoom. And then, like you said, trying to know them is also a new coaching staff. So I feel it was kind of hard at the time because they were put in a hard position, coming in with a new staff and not giving that much time, to get hands-on as you would want. So I say it's definitely different.
And also just getting acclimated to this fan base. Yeah. So what was it like with the fan base from 3-6 to 5-7 to 10-3 and to how you feel now? Just talk about just some of the wildness, some of the fun times, some of the bad times that you've seen when it comes to this.
I done seen some of the empty stadiums. I done seen it full to where you got the quarterback getting booed and everything, like everybody going against him in our own stadium. So it's like to see each year us getting better each year, and then the fans coming to bring their support back each and every year. It meant a lot to me. I want to keep that going. I want every home game sold out this year for sure.
You already got a couple of them. So you got Southern Miss was damn near full, sold out
almost.
This week, next weekend coming up, Virginia Tech sold out. Duke homecoming is sold out. Syracuse will probably more than likely be sold out, and then Miami is already sold out. So that's going to be an incredible game, incredible atmosphere, incredible environment. I always tell people I didn't know what it was like to play in front of an empty stadium. And again, some of that had to do with just being a part of I was at the end of the dynasty, but being a part of that. And now you guys are actually in the position to build something with Coach Norvell that he ain't never had. This is his first time being at a P5, and right now he seems to be doing great. You were here already. You just talked about a lot of guys transferring in. What has that been like, seeing guys who came from other programs and trying to mix in with guys who are here? And obviously this bringing competition, but sometimes competition can bring out some wild stuff. What has it been like, and why does it seem like you guys actually do still have a brotherhood there?
You know, I like all the guys Coach Norvell brought in. You know, they understand the way we run things, the way the program is built on. You know, Coach Norvell, when you first transfer, he's gonna preach his ways of the way he wants things. So, you know, just for them accepting the way he run things, and then coming into a new system, and you know, meeting all new people, you know, they all did what they needed to do, and I'm glad he bought all of them in, because they all hold a key part into what we're doing now.
One of the ones that really just it seemed to increase the level, and you guys seem to be a great tandem, is Tatum Bethune.
Yes, sir.
What was it like bringing when he came in? Did you guys immediately gel and connect? He brought in what kind of dynamic does he bring to that linebacker room?
You know, Tatum, he an animal, a dog. But when he came in, it was like I just knew something like was different. You know, having that linebacker who had game time experience, who'd have been in those situations. You know, just to have him next to you, to be able to communicate at a fast pace, because you know the game goes fast. You know, having a lot of reps under his belt, it definitely helped. You know, he pushes me through practice. We push each other through practice. So I feel like it's a brotherhood between us. Like, we want nothing but the best for each other. And as you can see, we're going to push each other to be our best each and every day.
Now, one of the things you could have done last year, you could have left.
Yes,
and
sir.
so could have Tatum. Was that something where you both just talked about, like, actually even the Jared versus the Trey Bensons, the Johnny Wilsons, all y'all could have left. Was there like a conversation between all of y'all, and was just like, hey man, we got some unfinished business?
Yeah, to be honest, as we kept winning as the season going on, it got to the bowl game. I think me and Tatum roommates, like, usually for away games. So then got to the bowl game, and we was like, we had the 9 wins. Like, we got to go get this 10. So we just in the room talking. Like, we win this, it wouldn't feel bad to come back next year, because we know what type of group we have, we know what type of team we have, and we just knew that all of us decided to come back, that it could be something scary, because we knew as the season went on, we got nothing but better. The chemistry got better. You see us celebrating with each other more, and just, you know, nothing but fun out there. So it's like, why not come back and do it again?
Definitely seeing that the celebrations on things that that a lot of times when people talk about transfers, they talk about guys who left situations because for selfish reasons. But when you look at Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman, both transfers, nothing was more exciting and actually more fulfilling than seeing Johnny be the first person to run over to Keon after scoring that touchdown against Clemson. I got a chance. I was at Death Valley.
Yes, sir.
That was my first time ever being there as a fan.
Yes.
I've only been there twice and didn't work out for me both times. And
Yes.
what was Death Valley like? What was Clemson like?
Like, I know the offense couldn't hear nothing. Like, it was loud. And then you see their little meter they got up on there with like the crowd noise. I think they was like trying to overdo it. I don't think it was that. Like, it wasn't reaching 99, but it was definitely loud though.
It was loud. It's the loudest stadium I've ever played in.
Yeah,
everybody talked about Ben Hill Griffin. It's not. No, when we played at night. Ooh. So what I told somebody was, while I was annoyed because I had to leave like Jacksonville at night and drove all night to get to Clemson, and then I had to do the same thing to get back to cover the Jags. I was grateful that it was at noon, because I know it gets real weird there at nighttime. Yeah. I told somebody in 2003, my first time, that was my first year starting, I saw sound. Like, I ain't never, like, it was just little squiggly lines.
Yeah,
and,
you see it on the field.
Yeah, and I had to get right up to the quarterback. We were calling audibles, and I had to literally get to his face so I could read his lips to know what we called. And then I got to relay that message to the tailback, and it's almost impossible to do that. But what was it like playing in that atmosphere?
It's definitely surreal, you know, because we know going into the game, everybody's against you. And then you got that one little section that's with you. So it's just like, we want to do everything we can, because we got all we need. You know, we travel with whoever on this bus and whoever on this plane. this is the group that's gonna have to go out there and put their best foot forward and come together, and adversity gonna come. So and sometimes like in away games, you just gotta come together and just continue to strive.
It's a great segue. Adversity. In the last 2 games, you guys actually 3 of the last 4 games, you guys have been hit with adversity. Where it seems like teams in the past, in particular last year, you guys had that 3-game stretch.
Yeah.
Wake Forest, NC State, Clemson, where the offense low, somebody or the defense didn't start off hot, offense low, but you got to pull back, but you ran out of time. What is different about the way you guys are handling adversity and how you guys are starting to come back and being a perfect complement in the second half of games?
We know that adversity is going to come. Coach always preached to us adversity. So we know that in that game, it's going to happen at some point in time. But we know if we do what we need to do to handle it and overcome it, that nothing's going to be able to stop us, because we got a good group of guys. We got we got a older group of guys who knows how to handle it, and then them seeing everything, or probably at least them been through it. So I feel like just be us.
So again, going back into the game, going Clemson, we're gonna go talk about some other things. Anybody and the members right now who are listening, if you have your questions, we're with Kalen Deloach, number 4. 4 is up, as Rob says.
Yes,
If you have any questions that you would like to ask him about the season in general, going on, everybody loves your dad, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I've been seeing that.
Everybody loves Pop Deloach, man. But I'm gonna tell you this: Mama Deloach is a gem as well, man. She's dope. I remember funny story when Kalen came right before you might have been moving in that weekend. Y'all might have been stopping through Jacksonville en route to Tallahassee. I had my gym then. Kalen came by. Pop Deloach said he wanted me to be able to look at him. I said, man, I told him he's got a hell of a first step. I said, I don't know about the rest of that stuff, but if he has that explosiveness, he's gonna be all right eventually. But I had to babysit. I had Trey, and Trey was 5, I think, at the time, and then I had it had to be 5. Trey had to be 5 because I had Killer, and that's the baby, and Mama Deloach held Killer the entire time while we were training. So, but one of the things that we were talking about your first step and your explosiveness. Run us through the play that actually changed the game, because our offense didn't score any points in the second half. Well, excuse me, they scored a shout out to Fitz, and we have a campaign with me. I know what college was like. I was there. I like women. I like all this stuff. I said we need to encourage Fitz when he was going through his rut. I said the only thing that I think can get him out of his rut is a nice pair of tits. So we have a tits for Fitz campaign. So every time he kicks and makes a field goal, we like, hey man, somebody willingly go help my guy out, man. Get him some help. Encourage him to do the right thing. But walk us through this play, because people talk about Fuller's defense not bringing pressure, but that was some hellified pressure right there. So walk us through actually, don't give me the play call, because I don't want anybody giving out any secrets. But when they called that, did you just know, like, all right, man, I'm finna make something shake?
To be honest, Tatum gave it. It was the last minute check. Like last minute, I heard him switch it to my side, and so when I heard that, the safety screamed my number and everything. So at that point, I just heard it. I just took off, and then when I took off, because Tatum was on the blitz too. If you see it, he took the guard and he took the running back. So that's who picked up, and then from there, the hole just opened wide open. And then when I seen it wide open, I dug a little deeper, because I had to get there. I said, we got to make something happen. And when I got there, I wanted to make him feel me. And then from there, the ball came out, Fish gave me a little assist on a little top pass.
So I said, somebody said Fitz tried to pick it up before him. I said, nah, man, that looked like a selfless play on Fitz's part. Like he just said, I know my big ass ain't gonna make it, so here, you got a shot.
Right. So it bounced perfect for him to tap it and then fell it right into my hand. Then from there on, I just had to turn around and get in the end zone. You see all those guys blocking for me, and just running down the field with me. It's definitely a moment I'm remember forever, because just having an away stadium and then with those group of guys, no better feeling.
Oh, you ain't got to worry about remembering forever. I'm gonna tell you, people are gonna. As a guy who is, like I tell you, nobody has eaten more off of one touchdown than me. When we played Miami in 2005, when we won, I scored that touchdown. That stopped the 5-game losing streak to them. Actually, it might have been 6. No, it was 5 because I lost. No, it was. I lost. No, it was 5. I lost to them 4 times. They lost the year before that. Everybody talks about that still. That's when I'm talking to fan bases, that's the touchdown that everybody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
We've lost to Clemson 7 times straight. We haven't beaten them in over 8 years. Trust me, you're gonna come back in 20 years, and people are gonna be like, "Hey, man, what was?" Even if they may not even allow people to hit like that anymore in 20 years, but the way that happened in the have you seen the cinematic recap?
Yeah, they slowed it down.
Oh man, that thing looked amazing, man.
I got to get that on like a little slideshow, like on a little frame.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you put the video on a frame, and get that to just play right there and put it in my parents' house.
You got to be able for when you have kids, because your kids gonna try it.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna be like because my sons didn't get a chance to see me.
Yeah.
My daughter got to live it, but my sons didn't get a chance to see me. And they be like, "Dad, maybe you did play. Like, you sure you played? Like, and then I had to pull out. Well, somebody pulled up the video game.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, "You was on the." I was like, they was like, "You was rated high." I'm like, "Hey man, hold up, son. You finna stop sizing me like that, man." But you got to be able to have stuff like that to show them that Daddy might have been somebody a long time ago. But even before that, we saw was it Green that came on the? Was it a similar call just from the other side?
Yeah, it was more so of that was a different blitz.
Okay.
To where he had there.
Because I was telling when Shipley scored that touchdown, but I'm like, man, if Club would have held on for half a second more, that would have been the play.
Facts.
So, but just again, getting that monkey off your back, because again, we haven't beaten Clemson in a while. What was the overall feeling like after the game? Actually, did y'all get a chance to stay on the field? Did y'all see all the FSU guys come down?
I on the field and everything. Yes, okay. So my brother was like one of the first people on the field.
Oh yeah.
But after the game, when the D-line hit the ball down, I just stood right there and just looking. And then I just went over there. I hugged Fabo. The next thing you know, JV came. I almost wanted to cry though, because it just didn't seem real because it took so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just felt like it took so long, but it also felt like I've been working so hard, working so long and hard for this moment right here. So I just want to, enjoy that moment and just, continue to move forward from it.
Well, you hugging Fabo, he felt like he was being hugged that whole game, man. We saw the pictures, man. The holds, man. They was holding. A couple of them was real bad. I'm like, come on, ref, that's egregious right there.
And you looking
right, you right at it. So from that, going backwards, Boston College, just that was just an ugly overall game, man. But what was the mindset going into that, and as you guys struggle with adversity on that as well?
Just going into mindset, we know it was their bandana game, so we know they're gonna have, a lot of.
Oh, by the way, y'all said, I still gave money to the people, but I made a bet. I had told them when they posted the red bandana game, I said we're gonna beat y'all ass so bad that y'all gonna think we Crips. That's what. In Boston College's whole fan, I ain't never seen a whole fan base be so mad at me for just saying that. I was like, y'all don't even get the joke. They're like, you asshole, you don't know what this game means. And I said, I know exactly what the game means, but I meant everything I said. We're gonna whoop y'all ass. So I'm so glad that y'all at least won, because the crow I would have had to eat would have been bad. But yeah, so just talk about Boston and what that was like, and just the mentality going into that game.
So yeah, like I was saying, going into that game, we knew what kind of game, like I said, they bandana game, so we knew they were gonna come out there, put their best foot forward. More so their emotional game, like that's games off emotion. So just go out there, be us, stick together, because we know we got a good amount of fans in Boston that I didn't expect. They do travel in Boston, but just going out there, sticking together. We knew when we got up 31-10 that adversity was gonna come.
Oh shucks, keep on.
And then that just want to go out there and be our best. When we got up 31-10, we feel like we let our foot off the gas a little bit, but we had to come back to our senses and just come back, finish, and be who we are. Just come back to realizing what we were capable of doing and just going back out there and playing our type of football.
Plus, what was the stadium like? Because the energy just always seems to be off in Boston. It was a wet, rainy day, kind of cold compared to Florida. Just for you to come from Southern Miss
Yeah.
And then the Citrus playing in the Citrus Bowl, that is had to have been like all right, let's just get out of here.
Yeah, then it was a 12 o'clock game too. So that was like our first 12 o'clock game of the season. Having to get up early and just doing things, you getting used to that schedule. Definitely different. They fans was crazy. They always talk crazy up there, but that's part of it. But it was definitely different. The stadium not too big, but when everybody there is definitely loud. So just going there and beat the odds.
Yeah. Now going back to the opening game, LSU. Um, what was that experience like going up against? Like that they got money games. They got
Yeah.
games where you like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if no NFL scouts going in checking out the Southern Miss game right now, unless you just made some hellified plays. But they're gonna go look at LSU. They're gonna go look at Clemson. But what was the mindset of the team going into that game?
Going into that game, we know it can be a statement game because the opening game always a statement game of how your season could possibly go. So we just wanted to go in there and be dominant that whole game. It was I said I seen the post, but they probably didn't see the post. But I seen the Brian Kelly post, and I sent it to a couple of people, and I was like, yeah, okay, we gotta make a statement on this game. So just going in there, just because a lot of people didn't think we were gonna be able to do it twice. So just going in there, and, be our best because we know what we're capable of. We know what they're capable of. We go out there, shut them down, limit them in what they can do. That we're gonna come out there and do what we need to do because we got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. So like it's a lot of animals out there, trying to make plays.
So going into the season, a lot of fans, a lot of pundits were saying finishing the month of September 3-1 is a win. Did you ever think that, man, was there any doubt that you guys could be 4-0 when it came through this?
No, there was no doubt at all. We knew that every person on our schedule is beatable. And we know that if we go out there and put our best foot forward each and every week, that nobody on our schedule should be able to, compete with us. So just, go out there each week and continue to put our best foot forward. We're going to take each game week by week and, practice day by day and continue to keep the main thing the main thing.
This big game, James here with nephew Kalen Deloach talking about this season, talking about his career at Florida State. One of the questions that we have here right now from B. Lynn, big fan right here. He wants you to break down your recruitment and what led you to come to Tallahassee.
Say shout out Amari Gainer. When I came down here on my visit, he was my host. So from there, like me and Amari just about the same people. Like when we clicked just like that, like he goofy, funny. So then from there, just seeing what they had on the field, it was like, and then seeing all the past players who done played here, it's like I want to be part of that. I want to leave my legacy, just like how they left their legacy. So just coming here, and then like just being around everybody, the team, and then the class we had bought in, and it was a group of great guys. We felt like we had a true brotherhood. So I feel like going through that process, this was the right choice for me, and just like it was not too far from home either. So all my parents come to all the home games and just about all the away games. So I feel like I'm in a perfect position.
With the transfer portal and everything else that's coming in, and I actually remember your dad getting really, really mad about this as well. Was there ever any time where you were just like, you know what, we got a new coach coming in, I'm not feeling this, I got to bounce? Did that ever creep in your mind? And if whether it did or didn't, what was it that clicked in you that makes you the player that you are today?
I say it definitely did a little bit, but I blocked out that noise early because I figured that when I made my decision, I made my decision for me. I knew where I wanted to be. I knew where my heart was at, and I know who I wanted to play for. And it was bigger than football. Florida State is a great university, one of the top universities in the nation. So, and then the logo holds weight. Outside of football, we known everywhere. So just like the whole process is crazy.
Definitely understand. And the logo does hold weight. We got one of the best, most active, crazy ass fan bases
Yes, sir.
Around, man. They hate you one second, they
Yeah.
love you the next second, like just whatever. You don't know. It just all depends on which day of the week it is, man. So like it definitely is all that. one other question, and if anybody has another question, let me know because we're gonna wrap it up here with him. He's on the bye week. I remember what it was like. I ain't really feel like doing a bunch of shit besides relaxing. What's your mentality? What is my? I want to make sure I say who has it. Corey Thompson asks, "What happens after a game like that mentally as a team or for yourself?" So what was it? So what is the mentality of the team right now after winning a big game, being 4-0, moving forward for the rest of the season?
uh, just what we talked about on Monday. Coach Novell told us that we just got to reload our mindset, reload, our bodies, our mental, and, just accept the win for what it was, and just continue to move forward. We know during this bye week is he say most critical, week for our season because you don't want to take no days off, nothing off. You want to still go out there. We're gonna get good on good. We know we still do all the things that we like. It's like it's a regular game week because like you say, we want the bye week is the most critical week. Most people they want to take days off and get a couple of days off, but Coach Novell he's about to work. So we know we put the work in that it's not going to be no fall off. So I say mentally, we're in a good state. We want to continue to improve. We're not comfortable. We still hungry. Still going to continue to play the chip on our shoulder and continue to move forward and get better each week.
Okay, this is a good one right here. We'll end with this one. What's the mindset on down and distance during the game? So one of the things like offense, we know third down, they always toss up the money sign and they do that
Yes,
thing.
sir.
And I think what a lot of fans are, and actually I'm gonna ask my last question after this. A lot of fans get frustrated on the third and longs because it just seems like y'all got them there. You just need one play to get off the field.
Yes, sir.
What's the mentality on that, and how do you think that can kind of get corrected a little bit? Because like really was more frustrating against Boston College than it was, but that boy was fast.
Yeah, yeah. But on third downs, like we didn't know. I knew the type of runner because he came from he's from my area, so
Okay.
I knew the type of runner he was. Well, on third downs, my mindset is that we got to get off the field. Like no matter, like I need your best coverage, your best rush. Like I'm out there telling these guys, I need your best coverage, your best rush, just so we can get off the field on third downs because we know that's those count. Like they add up.
Mhm.
We get off the field on third down, get our offense the ball. That they're gonna go put some points on the board. So the faster we get off the field, the faster the offense get the ball to go score, and then the faster we back out there to do the same thing. So my mind said just get off the field on third downs and do what we got to do.
Gosh. Lastly, you got you got three coaches that a lot of people know about. Tell us what it's like to be coached by Randy Shannon, which I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about him. It's not because he's a bad coach; he's a legend. He walked on my high school campus, which was on FSU's campus, to try to get me.
Oh, yeah.
I just only know him as a Miami guy, so
Yeah,
it just
okay.
bothers me. Talk about Coach Surtain, obviously just being there a little bit, and
Yes,
then
sir.
your feelings on Coach Fuller and how you feel about Coach Fuller and the direction of the defense.
No, Coach Fuller, I like him a lot. Just being around him every day, he wants nothing but the best for all his guys. Like he pushing all us through practice, whether it could be the smallest thing, and Coach Fuller gonna be right there to get on you and make sure that you reach your full potential. Coach Surtain, all those guys, you could tell like they love him. They learning a lot from him. From him playing in the league. Got his son in the league, so they definitely buying into what he has to say because he made plays and Coach Shannon, he just an OG in the coaching. He done coached a lot of great players, and it's to me, it's no reason for me not to listen to him because he done put people in positions to where I'm trying to get. So it's only right that I, listen to what he got to say.
Makes sense, man. Definitely, definitely. Well, everybody, this is we appreciate you coming in
Yes,
during your
sir.
bye week, man. A lot
Yes, sir.
going on, man. Active grades still going up good, man.
Oh
We on
yeah.
track to
Oh
graduate.
yeah, yes, sir. I'm graduate December this fall. So
So that's how he manages it. Just get the shit done, man.
yes,
Go out.
sir.
That's basically it. So congratulations on that. Getting your piece of paper, then get an opportunity to play some big time ball, leave a legacy, as well as possibly hear your name called next April. So you guys already know me. I ain't never been more pumped for a combine than I am for this one coming up. You guys know every year I cover the combine. Remember, all in members, y'all get to do what I get to do. So there's a ton of them going to be at the combine. So if you're a Florida State fan, you might want to consider being an all-in member because there's going to be guys there trying to get exclusive interviews there as well. Continue to have a great season, man. The goal is for us to all have a party in Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
Then have a party in New Orleans, preferably, or California, don't care. But the big one in Houston. So continue to ball out, man. And again, guys, y'all check me out, Big Games BS, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30. We're going to also try to have more exclusive interviews here with Den Media Group. Appreciate you guys for chopping it up with us. We'll see you guys next time.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate